For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Man, what a week. You know, we come in here often where we do the national anthem, and there's times where we're like, oh, I need some inspiration today. This week, we don't need inspiration. You know, we gave love to the teachers because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. It's also Nurse Appreciation Week. And then Slater drums up the fact that it's third shift workers Appreciation Day.
Yeah, that's today. The third shift, it changes a little bit depending on where you work, but usually it's 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So
yeah, that overnight.
Right now.
That's hard.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are working right now, and this is their final hour of work.
Hey, and thank you, because a lot of times it's the jobs that the brand doesn't want the clients to see, right? So say it's Disney. Right now is the moment where they're repainting stuff, they're replacing lights. If it's Publix, they're restocking the shelves. They're waxing the floors. So thank you to the third shifters. I remember when I started in radio, I was so bad. That they put me on at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And that was my time to shine for at least a year. I learned from like 2 to 5 in the morning. That's when I cut my teeth.
Well, we think about our third shifters too, but you didn't have kids back then when you were doing the overnight shift. Imagine third shifters that have families at home and then also trying to get the kids up, get them to school, find some time to sleep.
Yeah, and hey, change your perspective. Maybe they wanted you on at that time because they knew that they were just as drunk as you were. Who knows at that time? We can relate.
Oh, my Lord. So third shifters out there, and a lot of times our police officers, our deputies, and our firefighters, paramedics, you often play that role too. So to you this morning from us here at K92.3, the national anthem out to you.
K92.3.
Do the right thing. The good far outweighs the bad, and there's so many great people in this world, especially our teachers, as we celebrate Teacher Appreciation Week with doing the right thing.
So much to appreciate here with 2 high schoolers near Detroit being honored after saving a teacher's life. Their gym teacher, Alfred Catola, had a heart attack during the student-teacher basketball game when 2 juniors named Israel and Corey did CPR and brought him back. They did chest compressions and knew how to use the AED machine because they learned at school, both planning to pursue careers in medicine. And Alfred, the teacher, so appreciative of this, he says he's setting up a GoFundMe to try to cover their tuition as they go to be doctors, nurses, and medical professionals. And I mean, that coming this week, right? Where it's not only Teacher Appreciation Week, but also Nurse Appreciation Week. Wow. Here's Israel and Corey talking about this moment.
I just knew I had to do something. I began compressions, 2.5 rounds of compressions. The AED was brought. Corey placed the AED pads. I was like, if you get tired, let me take over compressions. My baby brother has seizures, so I always run for CPR.
Man.
Those AEDs save lives. I mean, I remember when I was back in school, they were just getting installed and we learned how to use them. There was classes not even classes, just like we had somebody come in and taught us how to use it. But they're also, if you don't know how to use it, you really just got to follow the instructions. They're not difficult to learn how to use. And I think it's so important for all of us to, 1, know where that AED is located within the building. And 2, to have an idea to know exactly how to use it, exactly like these juniors did. And were able to calmly jump into action and start CPR.
Yeah, I think it's important to know how to use it before that moment happens.
100%.
Because the majority of people, when there is something that is as kind of like traumatic, I would look at it like traumatic, and you're trying, life is in your hands, I'm not going to be able to read correctly. I'm probably going to screw up one of the easy directions. Mm-hmm. But if I know that, hey, there is a, I don't want to call it a dummy, but yeah, like, right?
It's
like
a
fake body in front of you, then you practice on that. You know how to do it. So that way, if anything did happen, where you're trying to do it, you're going to be prepared for it.
Yeah. Well, we've got one here in the kitchen, and now after this story, I almost want to just at least just read over it just really quick as I'm pouring myself my coffee.
Absolutely.
But look at these juniors. These juniors, their lives have changed forever. I mean, they're going to be the most popular seniors in school, and then to know that this teacher's jumping into action in the only way that he knows how, which is to do a GoFundMe. That goes to show that everybody can play a part in changing everybody's life.
Yeah.
I love this story.
So thankful that the teacher is okay, by the way. There's nothing that he has to do outside of he's got to change his diet so this doesn't happen again with this heart attack. So to Israel and Corey, and also their parents, raising two amazing girls, that today is doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing. Brought to you by
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors. For more, RBAFLA.com.
Doing the right thing.
on K92.3.
This is K92.3, Orlando's #1 for New Country. Obi, Chloe, Slater, you're minutes away from taking the challenge that is the $1,000 minute. Hopefully you signed up on the K92.3 app or the website, so this way we could be calling you in a second here to play those 10 questions. Under 60 seconds, you get $1,000 just like that.
Okay, let's show some love. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. We love our teachers.
That's right.
Teachers, if you were on your rides into work this morning, we just want to say from Obi, Slater, myself, how grateful we are for you and everything you do for so many of our kiddos.
Okay.
And there are two types of people in this world. We
Go
know
ahead.
that, okay? There's, yes, teachers and students. But there's also people that actually go, oh, there's a deal going on? I guess I will partake in this deal. And then there's people that go, nah, not for me. Those people are not smart. The ones that, listen, if you actually do something for a living and somebody's going to go, here's free stuff. I do it every single year on my birthday. I get thousands of dollars of free stuff on my birthday.
See, and I don't take advantage of that stuff.
See, that's a disservice to your mom and dad that had that one magical night so many years ago, Obi.
My Lord.
Less years for Chloe, but still, her parents had that night. You could, for your birthday, have that. If you chose a career, we don't get anything for National Radio Day. So I'm going to live vicariously through all the teachers.
Yeah.
And at K923Orlando.com, there is thousands of dollars of free stuff that you don't have to do today. You can get anytime between Monday and Sunday. So Sunday, you have. The one that I thought was really cool is Apple's giving $200 away if you need a computer, have to update anything. You can do that. Samsung's doing the exact same thing. It seems like you can, what do they call it? You can piggyback. So you can grab the both of them. So if you get something.
That's awesome.
While you're there and you're like, hey, what else? What other deals do I have? How about every single meal that you could possibly have that you can enjoy for free? Applebee's free on, I was going to say encore,
Entree?
a main, thank you, a main entree they have for free. Also for dessert, I would make sure to stop out and enjoy a Jeremiah's Italian Ice that is also completely free.
Yeah.
So you don't have to buy anything. So every single meal for the rest of the week you can get for 20-30% off or completely free.
I'm going to add, can I add 2 to the list?
Go ahead,
Just
go
because
ahead.
I've been around town and seeing things.
Yeah.
Anthony's Cold Fire Pizza over in Altamont Springs. I know they are running some really fun specials for teachers this week. And then Kendra Scott, if you frequent that fun little jewelry store, I know they're doing discounts not only for teachers this week, but as well as our nurses.
Man, I love that. Okay, so I'm going to throw in 2. Sonic Drive-In is doing BOGOs. BurgerFi's doing 20% off all your meals. Man, just a good time. And to Slater's point, yes, if big brands like this are offering these things and you're not taking advantage of it, then that's on us. That's on us because these are free things that they are to make us feel appreciated.
Yeah, I don't want to. No, it's their fault. It's right. I don't want to listen. We every single year we give it to you and go, hey, we thank you so very much for everything you do. They do it for first responders week that they have. The first responders get now teachers, nurses. There are so many deals out there. So check out our website so that way you get those deals.
We love our teachers. Thank you all for everything that you do. But up next, why country star Hardy had an entire university silent for 13 minutes. You could literally hear a pin drop. That all access access in 6 minutes.
K92 3.
From backstage to the front page, it's all access.
We'll hear from Hardy in his commencement address speech in 2 minutes. But first, tonight is the big night. Melissa will be out at Ole Red announcing the last big Country Thunder headliner. Doors are opening up at 5 o'clock. The artists will be announced right at 7. And the first 50 people that arrive there will actually be getting hooked up with meet and greets for Country Thunder, hanging out with some of our country artists.
All right, it's close enough, Chloe. Just give us a clue.
No.
Is
Nope.
it a band? Is
I'm
it
not
a
giving-
he or she?
I'm not giving anything away because I'm not going to get in
Is
trouble.
it a they?
I'm not.
How many
gosh,
how many
Chloe.
songs? How many songs are we gonna know?
My lips are
from
sealed.
This? Is that a clue?
Okay, since
Is
her
that-
lips are sealed, I'm going to say this person has over 10 number ones.
All right.
Okay, all right. If you
All
get
right,
us in
that's
trouble, it's on you, Obi.
That's all right. The announcement's happening tonight.
And if it's a band or a person or whatever, also there are kids that they have procreated. How about that? We could say that?
Oh
We
my!
suck at
We
giving
are
clues.
moving on. We're done. Just know it's happening tonight. That big reveal at Ole Red. 7 o'clock. Melissa will be out there making that big announcement. And we also made the announcement yesterday. Lainey Wilson is the next country superstar to open a bar in Nashville. She'll be taking over Florida Georgia Line's old place, but we now know the name. She's calling it Bell Bottoms Up Bar. It'll be opening late this summer. That totally makes sense. We know our girl Lainey's always rocking those bell bottom jeans, and she said, "quote I can't wait for all of my wild horses to get to experience my home away from home."
You know, this is interesting. You said it's going to be open late in the summer? Mm-hmm. So that means they really only have about 2 months to redecorate, to revamp.
Right.
So this way it doesn't look like Florida Georgia Line's old bar.
Well, and FGL's house literally just closed this past weekend, so they've got a lot to do and turn around within the next couple
Yeah, that
weeks.
means you take down all the memorabilia, all the pictures, all whatever FGL graffiti and signage, like all that's got to go, and now it's all going to be revamped.
I'm just worried. I'm sorry, Chloe. So FGL House went away because FGL broke up, right? So what happens if Lainey Wilson breaks up with her bell bottoms? Then the whole thing's going to come down again?
That's not happening, Slater. But it'll be 4 bars. They'll have 2 stages. And what's super cute about this, we know Lainey from Louisiana, so she'll have some staples on the menu like crawfish, shrimp boils, just a nod to her hometown. And then lastly, we are in graduation season. College graduations, they're happening right now. And Hardy went back to his alma mater at Middle Tennessee State University. He was the commencement speaker, and the speech was incredible. If you have 13 minutes to listen today, share it with the kiddos. You can listen to it K92 through Orlando.com, but here's just a little bit from it.
I gave this town hell for 3.5 years of my life, and I loved every second of it. What do I want you all to take away from today? Listen closely. I was you 10 years ago. And I only say that because I want every single one of you to know that it can be done. And for some of you, it will be done.
Man, that was just a little bit of 13 minutes, man. How many pieces of paper was that? Front and back.
I mean, he gave just some great life advice. And just to really quick, if I could sum it up, he talks about saying yes, right? When you're hungry, you're starting out in your career, say yes to everything because you never know where it's going to lead you. But also learning to say no because you can't be and do everything for everybody and you need to stand up for yourself. And then he kind of wraps the whole thing up with just talking about, and I say great life advice for all of us to hear because our career is small compared to everything else that happens in our life, our family, our friends, our faith, and all the things. And so, again, just a wonderful speech. If you want to hear it, we have it for you at K92.3Orlando.com.
And don't forget, sometimes you got to say maybe. Especially if you're a parent and your kid asks you something and everybody knows that maybe really means no.
You're funny.
Has to be later.
There you go. So you can see all these stories up online. K923Orlando.com. $1,000 minute is up next. 60 seconds on the clock. 10 questions. If you have what it takes, we'll give you a call next. Sign up.
Obi, Chloe, and Slater's $1,000 minute.
K92 3.
Let's go.
All right, sounds good.
Representing the fine folks over in Deltona, why don't you guys say good morning to Joe?
Hey, Joe.
Good morning.
Joe, we're to understand you're like a reptile expert. How did this come to be?
Growing up with them, with family, friends, and everything, and it just grew into a full-blown hobby.
What's your favorite reptile?
Monitor lizards.
Lizards.
He said monitor lizards. Yeah,
Wow.
one of those bit my finger once.
What are those?
It looks like a kimono dragon, but shrunk down.
Oh.
You know, sometimes I sit in the sun too long because I love reptiles. I want to look like it. That way my skin flakes off like one of those snakes.
Oh, my Lord. All right, Joe, this is where we put 60 seconds up on the clock, and you've got 10 questions from Chloe.
All right, Joe, so these 10 questions, you can pass any of them, but whatever you lock in is what I'll have to take first. And I say pass them because you don't want to take up too much time sitting there thinking about one of the questions, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, bro.
All right, here we go. Obi, you got 60 seconds?
60 seconds up on the clock.
All right, Joe, with question number 1. What is the name of molten rock after a volcanic eruption?
Pass.
What's the name of the town where the Flintstones live?
Bedrock.
Champagne is a sparkling wine from a region in which country?
France.
What is the highest color belt in most karate systems?
Black belt.
Which animal is known for its black and white stripes?
Zebra.
Where is the Bermuda Triangle located?
The Atlantic Ocean.
Where is the Oval Office located in the White House?
Second floor.
How many days are in 3 weeks?
21.
What are the 3 ingredients in a s'more?
Chocolate, graham cracker, and marshmallow.
Which U.S. president had the middle name Milhouse?
Pass.
What is the name of molten rock after a volcanic eruption?
Lava rock.
Which U.S. president has the middle name Milhouse? Oh my gosh!
Man.
It's probably one of the closest we've seen.
was your time.
My friend, you got 8 out of 10. There was one you passed on, one you got wrong. The West Wing is actually where the Oval Office is in the White House. And it's funny that it's another president question. Richard Milhouse Nixon.
Richard.
That is who we're looking for.
So
I
close.
knew that. I just couldn't get it out.
It is totally good. You know, reptiles, they got one heck of a tongue. It was on the tip of that tongue of yours, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't get 1,000, but we are sending you this Friday seeing Chris Stapleton in Tampa. I got 2 tickets.
That's awesome.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, man. Well, you enjoy. And listen, we want to have you back. But for right now, why don't you tell all those fine folks in Deltona, we need a champion over there.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
The $1,000 minute.
Let's see how you do. Join up on the K82-3 app to play.
K92-3. Time to hit the panic button with Obi, Chloe, and Slater.
Connor, your dad freaking out, hitting the panic button. Why?
So I kind of backed myself into a corner, and I don't know if I can do this, man. So my wife and I have 3 kids. I love my wife incredibly so. I love my kids. I normally go to work, come home, I take care of bills, like my family takes care of me. Play with the kids, all that. I'm cool, fun dad. Mom.
How old are the
holds down the
kids?
fort. They are 2, 4, and 6.
Oh,
Fun
nice.
ages,
Nice spread.
busy ages.
Yeah. Really
yeah,
easy.
Yeah, super busy. So here's the thing I did. So like a week or so ago, I told my wife, hey, you are an incredible mom, always have been, rock solid. Like, I want you to have the best Mother's Day possible. Like, why don't you go off for the weekend with your gals, do whatever, like, you know, go have fun, forget that you're a mom for a weekend, and I got this. Like,
Smooth, bro. It's real
yeah,
smooth.
Yeah. You know, a handful of days has passed, and I am realizing I could be, like, way in over my head. Like, I don't know anything about their routines or, like, what they need to eat or, like...
You have a couple days to
And I
figure
mean,
it out, right?
Connor, do you know their names?
Slater. Oh my gosh.
He's you know what? You're pretty calm when I'm thinking of, like, if you don't know the routines, you don't know any of that stuff. I would, like, really be freaking out. I would be pulling the trigger of saying,
yeah, I
just
I
tell her
don't
she
wanna
can't
sound
go.
like-
No.
Tell her she has to replan this because you are not going to be able to keep these kids safe.
He was the one that literally said, go have fun. I can take care of the kiddos. And now he's going to go back on his word.
We lie all the time. As guys, we will promise things and then realize the best thing he can do is go, listen, do you want 3 kids when you come back? Because if you want 3 kids that are alive.
Connor, your 2-year-old, are they still in diapers?
Yeah.
Have you changed diapers?
Of course he has. He has 3 kids.
Yeah, but some
like-
dads don't get involved like that.
Yeah, I've definitely done it before. she definitely handles the bulk of it, but I have done it on the fly.
Yeah, listen, my 3-year-old goes to therapy. He goes to swim. He's got a couple things that, yes, if I was put in charge, I don't know where those places are. So, all right, let's see if we can get you some help, brother.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Join the conversation.
844-254-9232.
844-254-9232.
Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
Melissa over in Castleberry, you just heard our guy freaking out about the fact that he's in charge of his own kids for the entire Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, he needs to grow up and get a backbone. Put his big boy pants on.
Oh, wow.
Does that come with a backbone, the big boy pants? Where do you get those?
Mel, we'll talk to you here in 6 minutes.
Thank you.
K92.3. The Panic Button.
Join the conversation.
With Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
Talking to Melissa over in Castleberry about our dad who's freaking out. He made the beautiful commitment of sending his wife off on a Mother's Day weekend with all her girlfriends, but now he's in charge of all 3 of his kids, and all 3 of his kids are under 7, and he's freaking out. So, Melissa, in Castleberry, you had an opinion on this.
I am a single mom. Now my kids are older, but I had to raise 3 kids on my own after I found out my husband was cheating on me. I left him as soon as I found out, and he didn't help with child support. I made it on my own with 3 kids.
Wow.
And they all went through college. They're young adults now.
Damn, Mom. Good job.
God bless
Thank
ya.
you. It can happen. It's called grit, and he needs to grow a pair. It's just really...
Can I just throw something in there really quickly just because I have noticed you women are bosses.
But isn't there something in the DNA that makes it like he has to grow a pair? Are you saying that you have a pair?
Moms traditionally have a pair, yeah.
My point is the fact that he's going into this like hissy fit, like, oh my God, what do I do? I promise. You'll get through it.
100%. And maybe there's some help. Like maybe her mom can come over or his mom's in town.
No, you can't use the moms on Mother's Day.
That would be wrong. And that's why we got to give him a little bit of grace that he knows it's wrong to actually do that. But he also knows he's putting the kids' safety, health in jeopardy.
I just don't want
stuff.
Mom not to go on her trip because Dad doesn't feel like he's prepared to watch the kiddos. He has older kids. He's been a dad for a while now.
Exactly. This is not neuroscience, guys.
We don't actually know what neuroscience is, nor how to spell it.
I'll tell you what, Melissa, thank you for chiming in this morning.
Thank you.
Join the conversation.
844-254-9232.
844-254-9232.
Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
Song is fire right there. That is Morgan Wallen. Ernest. By the way, Ernest was the very first Springs and Strings we ever did at Wekiva Island, and we've got another one right around the corner. Okay, so can we get to this panic button? Chloe, Slater, what would you guys do if you were our guy's position here where he did a beautiful offer for Mother's Day for his wife to go ahead and spend 3 days away? Like, that's a generous offer.
Yeah, his family's awfully rude for canceling last minute and saying that they're not going to be able to help out. Right?
No, things happen.
It's
People
Mother's
have
Day
their
for
own
his
lives,
moms too. Yeah,
right. And he has 3 kiddos. They're 7 and under. I will stick to my word. He's been a dad for quite some time now. You figure it out. Let Mom go away for a couple days, and I guarantee you, when she comes back, you'll have a different appreciation for your wife.
Listen, Obie and I are we're different dads in that we know that we actually got to do stuff with our kids. There are some dads out there that they work. They bring in the monies, and then the mom takes care of everything else, and that is the dad that he is.
Yeah, if you're not involved in their homework, if you're not involved in the after school activities, what time do I pick this kid up compared to this kid?
It's not that he's a bad dad. This is just not his role in that family. So, I don't want to insult him and bash him. Him actually knowing hey, I'm not equipped for this. What do I do? That's step number 1. Right,
which he did with us. So there you go.
And I think that's where Mom comes in and she leaves her list, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and blocks it all out so Dad knows exactly where he has to be at what times.
Man, look at these lines. All right, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, all right, man. What's going on, brother? Is this Seth?
What's going on? Yes, it is.
All right.
Hi, Seth.
He's once again in one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations, I feel like, with this situation.
Especially because he already committed and told his wife, go on this trip, enjoy. She's planned everything.
what he could do even beforehand is maybe even have a conversation with his wife and just say, hey, what are some of the things that the kids like to eat?
I love it. Honey, map out for me a day in the life of the kids.
You know how bad that looks? Mom is not going to want, she doesn't even know what the kids eat.
Most moms that I know love when they get the control. She would be like, yes, what I need for you to do is in the mornings do this. In the afternoons do this with young little Charlie.
I even know some moms that end up preparing, if they're going out of town, they prepare meals ahead of time for dads to just be able to pop right in the oven, like something like that.
And she may feel useful even while she's out.
Exactly.
She's going to come back and he's going to have the 4-year-old on his breast, just like thinking that that's what the baby's eating.
That's weird, bro.
Slater.
I didn't say it was normal.
All right, Seth, appreciate you chiming in, man.
Absolutely. Have a great day, guys.
Yeah. All right, so we got Monica on the line. Monica, where'd you say you're from?
Longwood.
Woo! All right. Longwood checking in. All right, what's your advice to our dad there freaking out?
He should not go back on his word. He will appreciate his wife a lot more to see how much she does for these kids. And all he has to do is just stick it out for 3 days.
Wow, that's perspective.
Just keep him alive.
I mean, it shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
That's what I keep saying. I'm like, he has a 7-year-old. You know, he's been doing this for 7 years. It's not like he's new to it.
He's been absent for 7 years. That's what you just said.
I was going to say, I mean, there are some dads who are really involved, and there are other dads who they're hands off if mom's got control of everything. Yeah.
I know we're being hard on him, but think that to admit that to thousands of people that you don't know what to do as a dad, that takes a lot of you-know-whats. Right?
It does.
To
You know
actually
what?
admit that?
It does. But it's only 3 days.
It's only 3 days. Yeah, I'm telling this guy, man, put your big boy pants on, bro.
He can do it.
They're your kids.
Exactly. And we get to appreciate how much she does everything day in and out. And she gets to just miss the kids. I bet she comes back and she's 100% completely refreshed. I'm a mother of 3. I know if I got a weekend away and my husband took care of the kids, I would be so grateful to him, and I would come back 100,000% better.
And when you came back, I'd be kissing those feet.
Yeah.
I mean, not yours personally. I'm saying my wife's.
Right.
My wife, you know.
Right.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Not a problem. Have a wonderful day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. So sweet. Man, that's so cool. Yeah, to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. I hope you get an opportunity. I mean, you may not be able to get away for 3 days the way that this mom is going to be able to get away.
Yeah.
But, yeah, interesting scenario there where I think the dad, this is an opportunity for you to grow some new experience points as a dad, taking care of those kids and getting to learn them in a different way.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Good luck. And you know what? The kids are going to remember this, right?
Yeah,
It's going to be the most traumatized moment that they pay for
I
therapy.
do remember when my mom would go out of town, my dad would make mashed potatoes, peas in the microwave, and some chicken. Ugh. And I still remember that to this
Look at-
day.
she's
We had
gagging.
ice cream for breakfast.
K92.3.
2 people, 1 date, 0 texts returned.
Second date update.
Brought to you by attorney Dan Newlin. In a wreck, need a check, Google Dan Newlin.
Okay, over in St. Cloud, talking to Ashley. Ashley, we love the fact that you decided to put your business out there. I mean, there's a lot of people listening right now. You comfortable with this?
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting situation, and I figure it's worth letting people help me figure out what's going on.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, there's nothing worse than being left wondering what's going on. So talk to us about your date.
I mean, I can't think of anything that could possibly have turned him off. He seemed really into me. We had a great dinner. We had a great time. We had a lot of laughs. I don't know what happened.
How long were you on the date for?
It was like hour and a half, hour and 40. It was
that's
just
good.
under 2 hours, I think.
Are you a loud talker? Do you use a lot of foul language? I mean, I'm just trying to learn a little bit about you really quick.
No, those are good questions. I don't use a lot of foul language, and it was a bit loud in the place because it was a sports bar.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we talked loud there, but I'm not generally always a loud talker.
Did you laugh at his jokes? Man,
Oh, yeah.
That's a
Absolutely.
deal
He
breaker
was
for me.
funny.
You got to make sure, even on a first date, sometimes you're nervous, so you could fake nervous laugh, even if he's not funny in certain moments.
And honestly, Ash, it may not even be you. It could just be that he's not interested.
Yeah, and that'd be a bummer.
I don't want to
but,
hurt your
right,
heart, you know?
Yeah, but it was only 1 day, so it won't kill me.
He also is going to have no idea that you're on the line, so he's usually going to be really honest with us.
Okay, good.
All right, let's go ahead and give Stan a call.
Hello?
Yes, Stan, please.
This is Stan.
Hey, Stan, my name is Obi. You've got Chloe over there.
Good morning.
And Slater.
Yeah, I'm over here.
So we do the morning show for K92.3. It's our big country station here in town.
Yeah, I'm not interested in talking to a radio station.
Well, 1 second before you hang up with us, you went out on a date with a girl named Ashley. And Stan, if you are interested, we have a $75 gift card to give you to go on another date with her.
Yeah, I'm not really interested.
But you did go out on a date with Ashley, right?
Yeah.
She ended up calling us this morning and said that she was really expecting a second date. So I guess that's why we're calling you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think we're aligned, like, in terms of values.
Okay, not like a line, like in terms of like you're Capricorn and she's a Libra.
Oh, no, I don't believe in that.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, so anything that we can get back to her. I mean, there obviously is something,
Well,
Stan.
I mean, I would say it's probably best not to desecrate the flag. I mean, maybe some guys are into that.
What did you just say?
It's probably best not to desecrate the American flag.
Wait,
wow.
She did this?
She wore a dress that was an American flag, like cut up and trimmed, and like it was, you know, I mean, I suppose
She wore this
some
on your
people
date?
might be into that. Yeah. Yeah, and I even tried to like put my jacket on her and
You
know,
can't do
so I didn't
that.
have to look at it.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on.
No,
What's
the
what's
American
problem?
flag should never be worn as a dress or a costume.
I agree.
Right, but was she doing it disrespectfully? I mean, she may not know that.
Well, I think it's always disrespectful. I mean, I'm the kind of guy, like, I grew up always saying the Pledge of Allegiance. It was a big turnout for me. And, you know, honestly, like, as soon as I saw her, it was like, you know, sometimes you see someone, you kind of just, like, are instantly make a decision. And that was how it was for me.
And are you sure it was like the real American flag? Because I know like 4th of July, right? We all have our American flag bandanas.
Right, Old
like
Navy.
shirts.
Old Navy sells so many performance fleece that are just like American flag.
This was like a legit real flag.
I think so. I would bet on it.
So if she was wearing anything else, though, that date would have been okay?
Yeah, I mean, she seems nice otherwise.
Okay, so why don't we do this then? Because we want to make sure that we get the both of you talking, and we do have Ashley on the line, and our job is to get the both of you talking, Stan. Ashley, you still there?
Oh.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, I didn't realize you were on the call.
Right. Well, and the only reason why we did that was, and we still have a $75 gift card to give you guys, but we just wanted to get the both of you talking.
I'm so stunned. I had no idea.
Okay, yeah. Was it a real American flag there, Ashley?
Yeah. I went out of my way to get it. It actually took like 1.5 flags to make the whole thing. And yeah, I saw it on TikTok and my mom had a pattern. And so I like made a dress from a flag. I thought it was cool.
So wait a minute. Wait, you used 2 American flags to make that one dress.
Ashley, I don't think you can do that, girlfriend.
This is who, though?
I mean, I just don't know what the rules are.
Out of respect.
Like, yes, there's probably unwritten rules.
I looked it up. It's legal.
But you heard Stan, like, he liked you outside of the dress. Do you wear flags as dresses every day?
I mean, that was only the second time I'd worn it.
Okay, so it's not like you're going around just like ruining 35 different flags. Like, this is just one dress.
I think we can all agree we love the patriotism, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you just chose Canada, this wouldn't have been a problem. The Canadian flag.
Right. It was just showing my patriotism. Like, I'm just putting the flag on display because I like it, because I love America. Like, I thought it was cool. I thought it was nice and polite and a neat thing to do, not an offensive thing.
Right.
Well, Stan, so if she doesn't use the flag as a dress every single day.
Yeah, Stan, can you get over that?
You know, I really don't like it, but I mean, I get what she was trying to do. So, I mean, I'd be all right. Yeah, I mean, I think it might be worth meeting again.
I'm sure sometimes, like, I've been on dates in the past. Thankfully, I don't have to be in that dating scene anymore. But if something happens at the beginning of the date, like you're wearing something offensive to the other person, you might not have even actually been able to listen to what Ashley was saying during the date. because you were focused on
Yeah.
that. So it's like you guys never actually went on a first date.
I say you give it one more try, Stan.
Okay.
I promise I'll wear all black.
All black.
All right, I'm down.
Yay!
Do it for America.
All right, good deal.
Second date update.
Did you miss it? Catch the latest drama on the K82-3 app.
That is Luke Combs, K92.3, Orlando's #1 for New Country. Don't forget that tonight, big night, we're going to be at Old Red. That is Blake Shelton's restaurant. That is right there on I-Drive, where we're making a big announcement as to who will be night number 3 of Country Thunder's 3 nights.
Yeah, doors are at 5 o'clock. As we were talking about the Boy Scouts going away, no longer going to be the Boy Scouts. So if you got a new baby, a baby boy, and you're like, oh, I want my son to be a Boy Scout, that's not going to be a thing anymore.
So after 114 years, the Boy Scouts of America are changing their name and rebranding as Scouting America. This will go officially into effect. We've got the rest of the year, so not till next February, that they'll be 115 years known moving forward as Scouting America.
Very interesting. You know, the three of us have been in here, like, you know, talking about how we're going to talk about this because, Chloe, you were part of the Girl Scouts.
For years.
To me, still to this day. And what we're saying is not that the Girl Scouts have changed the name.
No.
Which, to me, I think that would be a travesty because those Girl Scout cookies, I mean, they've got to make a fortune off of those, and people know the Girl Scouts. Now, the Boy Scouts, let's talk about that, okay? Because I was part of something that was part of like a Christian Boy Scouts. It was called Royal Rangers. And so what we did was we did a lot of like survival type stuff, and that's what the Boy Scouts offer. Slater, you said this earlier. Can you roll this out?
Yeah, okay. So the difference between the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, besides the delicious cookies that you can get.
Which the Boy Scouts don't have. We got popcorn.
Yeah, so the Boy Scouts in their mission statement, they focus on outdoor activities and survival skills. The Girl Scouts emphasize self-confidence in community service. So it's a different way. It almost seems like, because I know back, was it 2017, the Boy Scouts opened it up where if a girl wants to join the Boy Scouts, they can. And it's the world we're living in. Now, a lot of youth soccer, basketball, baseball, sport teams.
You're seeing
it's
it.
guys and girls, boys and girls on those teams. So I think they wanted to switch to Scouting America because the last 7 years, they've had more and more girls joining the Boy Scouts, where now it's like, well, what can we do? Let's keep the word Scout and add America to the back end.
So I went through Girl Scouts. I was a Daisy. I was a Brownie. I was a junior. I went all the way up through like cadets through like 8th grade. So many, many years. And yes, 100%. We served the community. We did so many things like that. I learned a lot of just like life skills, but I did learn things that Boy Scouts were doing as well. Like I learned how to build a fire. I went and did the camping. Like all of those things I also did in Girl Scouts.
Right.
Well,
so,
but there has to be something, you know, like maybe in the Boy Scouts, they teach you how to pee in the woods. And that is something.
So wait a minute. So how does that help my daughter if my daughter wanted to be part of Scouting?
What I'm saying is their mission, obviously, if you want to focus on self-confidence, which honestly, boys and girls growing up, I think those are important things they should just take those and combine the missions, maybe. You don't have to do anything with the name.
Right.
And if you want to separate it out, but I know that you, Chloe, you do like going hunting. You do like that stuff. People that are not opposed to, hey, I want my daughter. I'm a girl dad, right? My daughter, who's 5, if she was a great soccer player and the best soccer player on the girls' teams, I would want her to compete at the next level, and maybe that's on the boy team. So maybe there's stuff there that they're learning. I wasn't a Boy Scout. My brother was a Cub Scout. That was the closest that I was to it.
Yeah.
You know, but now that Scouting America exists, there has to be a reason that they're doing it, and there's probably many reasons.
I mean, come on, let's talk. Okay, so probably what people don't want to talk about is the reputation of the Boy Scouts over the past couple of years has just been a little. So I think I think just like a restaurant, when a restaurant does a rebrand and they do new colors and new logo, I think that's exactly what.
So there might have been rat feces in the kitchen, and they're like, we got to change the name of this real quick.
It could still be rat feces in the kitchen.
I will be very interested to see, just as someone who was a Girl Scout, obviously Scouting America is going to be more inclusive, right? So you got boys and girls that can join this organization. What's going to happen to the Girl Scouts? Are they going to go away? Are they going to stay around? because now girls can join Scouting America.
Yeah,
I think
you don't
that's
wanna-
probably the next thing.
Yeah, but you don't want to get rid of that Girl Scout brand. That Girl Scout brand brings in some money.
I agree, 100%.
You don't mess with
But
that.
I'm just saying it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with them.
If Scouting America is the one that actually ends up having those cookies, right? And they can immediately take the popcorn that the Boy Scouts had and trash it.
Oh, I used to get so excited and so competitive. All those little patches that I would get for selling as many Girl Scout cookies as I could.
Wow.
The best.
All right, okay, so give us 6 minutes. We're going to make a pivot here. Were there any TV shows, I want you to think about your childhood, that you were banned from watching? Okay, we're going to do a little nostalgic trip here. And I'm going to find out from you two what shows you were not allowed to watch here in 6 minutes. This is K92.3, Orlando's number one for new country on your Wednesday. Hey, can we just give some love to being alive?
Absolutely.
Y'all, this is a fantastic day as we're going to try to continue to give you this money, all right? The next opportunity for you to win this cash is going to come up at 10 o'clock. Want to make sure that you're nice and sharp for that. That $1,000 goes a long way, whatever it is. Home improvements, car improvements, maybe just paying off some bills.
How about summertime being around the corner? The kiddos are signing up for summer camp, all the things.
Yeah.
It's totally true. All that. And make sure to have the K923 app so that way it is really easy to make you a winner today.
Okay, so let's have this conversation about the fact that there are certain TV shows on today. I have not even put this through the filter of, Obi, should your kids be watching this or not? Now, hold on. I typically trust my kids to be able to determine that now at the age that they're at. I've even had some really beautiful moments where like my son's been watching something. He's like, Dad, I had to turn it off. It got like really dark and like I just like my hair started to stand up. I didn't feel right, so I just changed it. I'm like, great.
And this is your son who's 14.
My son is 14 years old. I think he did that with Black Adam, which is the Rock movie with Dwayne Johnson. He was like, I don't know, there was some stuff in there that was a little iffy that was making me feel weird, so I just turned it off.
And he's the oldest, which is great too. If he's watching his younger siblings, he knows when to turn it off.
I can tell you, when American Pie came out, that made me feel weird, and I paused it and said, you know what? This is going to be a learning lesson. That was a completely different thing. I didn't take the high road. I'm just putting it out there. But there's a lot of shows that originally I thought were totally good. And then I find out they're not, from like different words. Two of them have been around for many, many years. Young Sheldon. They're words that I don't think were on regular TV.
Was
at like
that
8
for
o'clock.
younger kids though?
It was supposed to be for younger kids, but there's a lot of talk of the birds and the bees that dives way too deep. And I know what you're thinking, maybe they're doing you a favor, so you don't have to have that conversation. And part of that's probably true.
But that's not their place.
That is not
TV's
their place.
Right.
And the other one is America's Funniest Video.
Oh, I
It's
love
AFV.
America's Funniest Home
No,
Videos.
that was
on
wholesome.
Sunday, the best.
No, because
It even played on Sunday.
Here's what I'm worried about. Alfonso Ribeiro, all right, what's his name? The
That's
guy
him.
that played Carlton. He's the
And
host
Fresh
of
Prince.
it. He always has videos of somebody kicking their dad in the Bojangles. And I don't want Olivia, my 5-year-old daughter, to go into school and just be fist punching boys because she sees it on AFV. So I've banned
I don't
those.
think you need to worry about Olivia doing that.
Yeah, well, no, because she's not getting the ideas from the show anymore.
Chloe, you're the one who's closest to have lived at home amongst the three of us. What were these shows that you were banned from watching?
Gosh, so I know one off the top of my head was SpongeBob. We didn't really get to watch it much. And if we did, Mom would allow my brother, I really was never into SpongeBob, but my brother would watch like an episode and that was it. Like it was maybe one episode. And then things like Family Guy, we didn't watch. It was just one of those things. I mean, we were more Disney people. Like, we always had Disney Channel. Disney Channel was always on in my house. It was safe for the ears. It started off more cartoons, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Like, that was how the morning started. And then as you got, later in the day, it was Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Hannah Montana, like all those shows. So SpongeBob was a pretty much a no in our household.
I wonder why SpongeBob.
It's crude. It's crude.
As we got older, obviously, we were allowed to watch it, but when we were younger, it was.
And I have a love for SpongeBob, but I remember back in the day before SpongeBob was a thing, it was Ren and Stimpy. Remember Ren and Stimpy?
We'll get that,
Nickelodeon Studios put out Ren and Stimpy, and that was so gross. And my parents let me watch that. So the only thing that I wasn't allowed to watch that my parents banned was Cops.
Really?
Bad boys What you gonna do?
Oh, that's a great show.
And it was because it was, and to be honest, like now that I'm thinking about it, it was actually like the first reality show.
Totally was.
Because there were cameramen who would follow these officers and they'd go and do official real busts.
It's still on TV.
Yeah, and so my parents, they didn't want us watching that. I think now that I'm an adult, I think that was because they wanted to shield us from what was really happening out in neighborhoods and in communities. And so that was the only show that I was banned from. But it's funny that you say Family Guy because I remember watching many of Family Guy episodes, that and South Park, where I'd be like,
South Park.
Are they allowed to go this far?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of those shows. Simpsons also had the same thing. I wasn't allowed to watch Simpsons.
Oh,
for good reason.
was another one.
Because I told my parents to eat my shorts. Just like Bart does.
Hey, don't have a cow, man.
And also, I told my father when I was 13, I was watching South Park with him. My parents had just got divorced. And we were watching South Park, and they would bleep out curse words and everything else. And after watching an episode, I told my father, he told me to pick up my laundry or whatever, and I told him to bite me. And his response, still to this day, he said, "I'm your father. I will bite you." And I believed him, so I picked up my laundry as fast as possible.
That's really funny.
All those shows, it continues to amaze me what shows are out there, and we just have to look out for it.
It's a different world today, too.
Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
K92.3.
Orlando's #1 for new country.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.